Hello, happy Wednesday. I call it Worship Wednesday. But before I go ahead and explain the Worship Wednesday on a different post, I want to say the song that I made, the post before this one, there's a song called 10 Toes Down. It's by Chosen Few. And it was heavy in my heart after an incident this morning. So I'm going to drop off the kids, and it's only one road going down, one going up, right? South, north. And this car is on my bumper, just really, really close up to my bumper, right? And he's trying to get me to move out not move out the way, because I kept inching, to the right. So if he wanted to pass me, right, you can pass me. I was doing 55 miles per hour, and that's the speed limit. And it reminded me of something, because many of us forget that the journey with God is difficult. Nobody talks about all the stuff that you go through. Like, you literally die to your flesh every day. A lot of healing happens, a lot of growth happens, a lot of transformation happens. And sometimes the worldly ways can get in the way. They can be that close to you on the bumper because you're on, two-way lane. And God's giving you free will. And either you stand 10 toes on your godly journey, or you allow the world to push you back and hold you down instead of actually growing, actually moving on, and actually going forward with that. So with that, it reminded me of that song, 10 Toes Down. It was put heavy because either I'm going to speed up and keep it pushing so I can please that vehicle that's on my bumper, or I'm gonna be obedient and follow the speed limit and let them pass me. Because sometimes people go super fast, but what happens? I know I really value my life, but I value my kids' life way more. So I'm gonna be obedient to the speed limit, right? But it's hard when you have people, you see them pass you by and they're like, they got there sooner. No, sometimes they didn't, because guess what? That same car that passed me up ended up being at a red light in front of me. Your journey is not always the same, but guess what? At the end of the day, we may or may not be pursuing the same God. But God is trying to tell you that with Him, anything is possible. And there's no need to focus on any outside thing because it's irrelevant. Focus on being 10 toes down for Him and watch Him move mountains for you. Make sure your heart's in the right place and you're doing the things for the right reasons, and He will bless you. My journey hasn't been amazing per se, and it does get difficult because guess what? We're not perfect. We do strive to be better, right? But there's no such thing as perfection. Only one person on earth was ever perfect, and he's not here yet. But if we choose to stay in that sin, guess what? Are we really receiving His word, or are we sitting and being lukewarm Christians? So are we truly following Him, or are we just procrastinating? Or this is how I like to put it. Sometimes it's easier to dance with the devil than it is to sit down and have a picnic with God. Why? Because with the devil, everything comes easy. With God, you have to do the work. You have to do inner healing, inner growth, inner maturity, spiritual maturity, you have to grow and really confront all your demons, all the baggages, everything. And sometimes it's not even demons, it's you. We bring it to ourselves. We do decisions. God sometimes shows us and we still don't listen. So I say all this to, maybe I went everywhere, but I say this to say that once you start obeying God, your perspective changes in a lot of things. And it is costly. It costs a lot. That's the one thing that people don't know. It costs a lot when you are called by God. It is higher standards, and I get told I have high standards all the time, but guess what? I'm not asking for much, especially when it's biblical standards. I'll leave you with that.